Christmas cookbook, you will know already that I made a turkey crown. And therefore I had turkey legs left over. I popped them in the freezer at the time, but now I want to do something with them. So let's pressure cook these turkey legs, make the meat fall apart, and then we can use that for another dish. So watch out for a second video using the turkey meat. I like pressure cooking them. They've got so much flavour because we're going to add a really nice rub on the outside. And then by pressure cooking, we're reducing our cook time. So it becomes a really fast and easy recipe, this one. But also the meat is then absolutely beautiful and we can just shred that off the bone. I hope you enjoy the recipe. I wish you a Merry Christmas. Don't forget to hit the like button for me and subscribe as well if you're new here. If you want any of my recipes, they're all over on my website, www.susannahskitchen.uk. So let's go and cook. So this year I bought myself a turkey and I cooked the turkey crown in my Ninja Foodi, and that is in my Christmas cookbook. And then of course I've got these huge, great big legs that are left over. So I froze them. And now I'm going to cook them because we don't want to waste any food, and these are perfectly good and you can do so much with them. So I'm going to show you a really simple way of pressure cooking these so that we can use the meat for something else. I'm thinking maybe a lasagna. We could do like a crispy butternut squash and Brussels sprout salad with a bit of turkey running through it. There's loads of different things, so many options. So let's get started. I have obviously defrosted these. They are on some kitchen towel, so they're just kind of drying off. And then we're going to measure out our ingredients. So first thing I want is some paprika, and I'm going to put in about a tablespoon. We really want to season these well because it's really going to help with the flavour. So I want around half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so onion powder, about half a teaspoon. Next up is some oregano, and I want that half a teaspoon again. You can see how much this is going to give this loads and loads of flavour. Garlic powder, another half a teaspoon. When I say garlic powder, actually these are garlic granules, but to me it doesn't really make a lot of difference. Now we want black pepper, about a quarter of a teaspoon, I would say. Doesn't need to be quite so much with the black pepper, unless you want to put more in, of course. So I hope you're enjoying these Christmas recipes, giving you some ideas of what you can make. Because there's nothing worse, and we spend so much food, don't we? And so much on food over Christmas, and then you just don't want to waste any of it. So a little kick here with some cayenne pepper, only a quarter of a teaspoon for those 2 turkey legs. And I think that should be plenty. Okay, so we can give the little sort of spice herby mix here a little stir. Now let's just turn over these pieces of turkey. Let me know in the comments what you would do with your turkey legs, how you would like them. Now you can slow cook these as well. So if you want to slow cook them, I would probably then put maybe a little bit of oil on them. You don't need any water, and you would put them just with the rub, no liquid, onto slow cook, because you'd be surprised the liquid that will come out. And I would go sort of high, 3 to 4 hours, low, anywhere between sort of 6 and 8 should be good really on these. So you have got a slow cook option if that's better for you. I'm going to be pressure cooking. Now these have got the skin on, so once they're pressure cooked, they're probably going to look still a little bit anemic, although we have got the rub on them. So if you then want to air fry and crisp them up, then you can, if you're going to be eating them like that, or you can remove the skin and we can use the flesh for one of our recipes. So as you probably know already, 250 mils is your minimum that you're going to need in the bottom of the Ninja pot there. So I'm just taking that straight from my kettle because I've just used the kettle for something else. So 250 mils of water, brilliant. And then I'm going to be putting these in the basket Doesn't really matter what you choose. So lower the basket in and let's add our turkey. So just literally pat it and rub it all over those legs of turkey. To flip them over, do it on the other side. There you go. Any excess is just falling into the bottom there. I'm not really too worried about that. We've got plenty of seasoning here. You can even dip in the end of your turkey if you want to. Straight in there like that. Okay, just a little bit more rub to go. We might as well use it all. You want to get these really, really well seasoned. It does give them a little bit of colour as well because we've got that paprika in there. Now they sit quite nicely, just the two of them like that. I'm going to be pressure cooking these now on high. 25 minutes, I believe, should be plenty for those. There you go, last bit of seasoning. 25 minutes on high, and I'm going to go with a natural release. As always, make sure your pressure valve up above is on seal, and then we can go over to pressure cook. We can press start. We've got that natural release. So this is the building up of pressure now. If you've not used a pressure cooker before, then you're going to be showing pre, which means that it is coming up to pressure. And it'll take a little while because obviously that water has got to get really, really hot underneath. So just give that time. You can walk away, you can leave it. But when it starts to release, it will beep at you and you'll know that that release is happening. I just want to give it sort of between 10 to 15 minutes on the natural release. And if it starts running over that time, I will manually release the pressure, and I will show you that if that needs to happen. So for anybody new to pressure cooking or using the Ninja Foodi, I just thought I would explain what I mean. So this has been running on a natural release, which is great for me. We want that for 12 minutes, but I don't want to let it run too long. So what I do is we've got the pressure valve at the top here, and it's been pushed over to seal the whole time. If I now want to manually release the rest of the pressure that is left in that pot, all I do is just use my finger and flick over, just push from the bottom all the way over. And as you can see and hear, that is just releasing that little bit of extra pressure. Now I can see from that there wasn't tons left, so I could have probably let it run. As I said, between 10 and 15 minutes, I was happy with leaving it. But that will now allow me in a moment to be able to slide across and open the lid. So let's just give that a minute. That sounds like it's almost finished. There you go. Sometimes you don't actually have to wait for it to say open. You can kind of go across. So look at those. You can see that that meat is falling off the bone, which is exactly as I wanted. I'm going to be making a lasagna with these later, so watch out for that video as well. I'm going to do them as separates because you may be cooking these and doing something completely different with them. Now, if I was cooking them just as they are and wanting to eat them, I would probably add a little bit of spray oil to the surface and just crisping up that skin on air fry for say 5-10 minutes is probably all it would take, probably more like 10. But yeah, let's get those out and have a good look. Okay, so number one, oh yeah, that meat is soft. That is falling off. All of it has fallen off. Look how juicy they look as well. I love pressure cooking. I'm going to show you that bit of meat that's just fallen off. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. What a great way of using up this part of the turkey, but creating a whole nother meal. I mean, you could shred this up, you could make a sandwich, lovely turkey, bacon, stuffing, cranberry, brie. Oh yes, love it. So it's really up to you, but those are super, super tender.